So, a very good evening to everyone joining us from probably different parts of the world. For us here in Mumbai, it's evening. For Ramakrishnan sir, it is morning. So, a very good morning to you, sir. Now, on behalf of Podar College of Commerce and Economics Autonomous, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to everyone joining us virtually for the fifth edition of the Principal Gopal Purushottam Palekar Memorial Annual Lecture Series. Now, this annual event isn't just a date on our academic calendar, it's a moment of reflection, gratitude, and inspiration. Every year, we gather to honor a man who shaped the very soul of Podar, a man whose life was a lesson in humility, discipline, and service. Now, these annual lectures reminds us that education isn't just about a degree or designation, it's about values, vision, and usefulness. And this evening, we come together to celebrate exactly that spirit. And before we begin this evening's program, let's first come together in spirit and in pride to celebrate the institution, the Podar song. Allow me a moment. So all of us would be aware of the Podar Geet. So here it is for all of us.
आपके आशीष और सहकार की दिल में ख्वाहिश रखता है, आपके आशीष और सहकार की दिल में ख्वाहिश रखता है। इस महाविद्यालय का नाम सभी क्षेत्रों में अमर रहे, इस महाविद्यालय का नाम सभी क्षेत्रों में अमर रहे। बम्बई शहर की शान है पोदार महाविद्यालय, महाराष्ट्र का भूषण है पोदार महाविद्यालय। पोदार महाविद्यालय, पोदार महाविद्यालय, पोदार महाविद्यालय, पोदार महाविद्यालय, वीरा पोदार, वीरा पोदार, वीरा पोदार।
With Podar, every event begins with a prayer. So I invite Leena Kamkar, our student, to start with the invocation song. Leena, over to you.
जय शारदे वागीश्वरी जय शारदे वागीश्वरी विधि कन्यके विद्याधरी वागीश्वरी वागीश्वरी जय शारदे वागीश्वरी ज्योत में परी कांति तुझी ज्योत में परी कांति तुझी मुखरं शारद चंद्रमा उदरी आस्या तुनी उजळी तुझ्या आस्या तुनी चारी युगांची पौर्णिमा तुझी आकृती चांदणी तुझी चांदणी आमच्या तिरे वागेश्वरी जय शांती वागेश्वरी विधि कन्यके विद्याधरी वागेश्वरी वागेश्वरी जय शारदे वागीश्वरी जय शारदे वागीश्वरी वागीश्वरी वागीश्वरी
I think they themselves blocked the video.
Thank you, Leena.
Thank you.
Hi, let me introduce my niece, the next generation, the great granddaughter of Principal Palekar. She is also here for some time before she goes off for her gymnastics classes.
See,
Yeah.
Oh,
Advika
wonderful. Warm
Kamath.
welcome, dear.
Advika Kamath. She is sitting on my mother's lap, on her grandmother's lap.
Good to see you.
We are not able to see her.
Yeah, we are not able
And
to
she
see her.
did. Advika
Oh,
Kamath. Can you see her?
no,
little
little
more.
more you have to go to your right. Yeah, we can see her now.
So before we begin with today's session, it's my honor to welcome our distinguished guests. We are privileged to have with us Podar Ratna, G. Ramakrishanan, co-founder and director of the Galaxy Group of Companies. He's also delivering the fifth edition of G.P. Palekar Memorial Lecture Series today. Advocate Shri Sohanlal Jain Sir, Honorable Chairman, Managing Council, Shikshan Prasarak Mandali, Pune. Palekar Sir's family, we are truly honored by your presence. Thank you very much for joining us today. I also welcome our faculty members, our staff members, alumni, and our wonderful students at Podar. Now, for our alumni here tonight, I mean, in the evening today and morning, wherever you are, Principal Palekar Sir needs no introduction. But for our current students, let me tell you a story of perseverance, humility, and purpose. Many years ago, a young man joined Podar College, not as a teacher, but as an office clerk. With quiet determination, hard work, and an unshakable faith in education, he rose through the ranks, step by step, until one day he became the principal of this very institution. That man was Principal Gopal Purushottam Palekar, a visionary who not only led but lifted generations of Podarites from a clerk's desk to the principal's chair. That journey in itself tells you the kind of man he was. He served Podar for 39 years, and during that time, he didn't just build systems, he built people. He founded Podar's PhD Center, guided 14 research scholars, and nurtured a culture of excellence that continues to define Podar even today. When he retired in 1981, he left behind more than just an institution. He left behind an ideal that education must not only sharpen the mind, but also strengthen the character. He continued his lifelong commitment to education as a life member of the Shikshan Prasarak Mandali. When his birth centenary was celebrated in 2020, his students and colleagues shared one single sentiment, that we should do something every year to honor his legacy. And thus, under the thoughtful suggestion of former principal Dr. Mrs. Shobna Vasudevan, this annual lecture series was born as a living, breathing, intellectual tribute to a man whose life was a masterclass in integrity, humility, and usefulness. So today, we celebrate not just a name in our history, we celebrate a legacy that continues to shape us. Let us take a moment to look back at the extraordinary journey of Principal G.P. Palekar Sir through a short video.
The path of a righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. But the path of this righteous man was once paved with hard work, sincerity, and determination. It was on 27th October in the year 1920 that the world would first see the ray of sunshine that was G.P. Palekar. Exhibiting signs of intelligence at a very young age, he acquired the first place in his district in the Grade 4 scholarship examination in 1929 at just 10 years of age. But this was merely the beginning of a very long and far-reaching ladder of success that Sir G.P. Palekar would climb in his lifetime, garnering him the position of principal of R.A. Podar College at its end.
Hats off to him for his rising from an ordinary position of clerk to the highest position of principal on merits and other good qualities at the same college.
त्यांच्या साध्या सरळ प्रेमळ स्वभावाचा माझ्यावर खूप प्रभाव पडला. अकाउंट्स योग्य तऱ्हेने हाताळणे, प्रामाणिक राहणे याचे चांगले संस्कार त्यांनी आम्हाला दिले. पुढे कॉलेजच्या अकाउंटंटचे पद मी 12 वर्ष सांभाळले तेव्हा मला या संस्काराचा खूपच उपयोग झाला. पुस्तकी शिक्षणाच्या बरोबरीने ऑफिसचे कामकाज काय असते व ते कसे करायचे याचा श्री गणेशा त्यांनीच करून घेतला. B.Com झाल्यावर या अर्धवेळ नोकरीच्या जागी पूर्णवेळ नोकरी करायची संधीसुद्धा त्यांनीच मला दिली.
Mr. Palekar's first contact with what would become the college of his career was back in 1941 when he joined it as an accounts associate. Just 4 years later, he would go on to enroll as a first-year commerce student at Podar. Sir G.P. Palekar had a lively and vivacious personality. This, combined with his intellect, earned him the honor of being awarded the Principal Nararkar Efficiency Trophy for being the best student of the academic year when he graduated his B.Com in 1949. Just 1 year after this, he joined R.A. Podar as a lecturer while pursuing his M.Com alongside. Professor Palekar completed his Masters in Commerce in 1952, 2 years before he would be appointed as a professor in the college. Finally, in 1963, he became the esteemed principal of the college after gaining experience as vice principal for 6 years since 1957.
A very simple honest and a humble person. We could approach him anytime for any problem or any issue. A very charming personality and a very soft-spoken person. He used to encourage us to do very well in our academics, but also in the extra co-curricular activities.
For him, the college was more than just a place to learn. It was a place where students' character and personalities were developed and prepared for their future lives. He gave all students the opportunity to demonstrate their skills and abilities, whether it was through sports, debates, music, organizing various events, social service, developing literary skills in various languages, and so on. It is no coincidence that the college excelled in the majority of areas during the time period. He was firm and disciplined in his actions, but he was also compassionate and forgiving. Along with being a great principal, Sir G.P. Palekar was also a responsible family man. His affection for his wife and children knew no bounds. His wife served as a constant pillar of support and motivation throughout their life. He even inspired one of his daughters to take up the teaching profession, following in his footsteps.
He shall always be remembered for his simplicity, humble nature, and the best administrative and leadership qualities.
Thus, Principal G.P. Palekar took the college to new heights. He touched the heart and soul of every person he came across and guided them towards a better future. His spirit will forever be alive through us, the students, who are his legacy. He was a person whose time on earth brought all the joy and happiness to others. This radiant personality will stay forever in our hearts. Thank you.
That was truly moving. So moving ahead, I now request and invite Chairman S.B. Mandli, Advocate Sohanlal Jain sir, to share his opening remarks.
To say Hira or Podar Ratna Ji Ramakrishnan, no, hereafter, Podar will also call him as a Hira or diamond of the Podar College. Principal Vinita or former Principal Shobna Vasudevan, all members of the G.P. Palekar family, and all alumni of Podar College who are participating in this 5th lecture series from Bombay, other parts of country, and also other part of the world. First of all, let me welcome and congratulate Mr. G. Ramakrishnan to be with us for giving his lectures on this occasion of the 5th lecture series of Principal G.P. Palekar. Let me tell you the topic which has been chosen, a life of usefulness. When we say about Podar, Podar says that it nurtures intellect and creating personalities. That itself is, I think, thought of Principal Palekar. If I mistake not, or Supreme Court Judge Palekar, subject to corrections, the name, he joined the judiciary from the first ladder, that is a civil judge junior division, and he became a Supreme Court judge. It's a rarest case. I think that was the only example in the judiciary that a magistrate can go up to the post of the Supreme Court. And I think that is the way Principal Palekar has taken, that he joined Shikshan Prasarak Mandali Podar College from the first ladder and achieved the highest positions in the college with his merit, without any recommendations, and totally I will say that it is credit of Mr. Palekar that he took the Podar at a height which could not have been thought of it. Equally, I will say that his legacy has been continued by our principals, including Shobna Vasudevan and now Vinita Pimple. Because let me tell you that as and when Vinita wants the guidance, Shobna is always there. They are like elder and younger sisters, and I wish them that this will continue for all the times, being the excellent in academics and other parts are concerned. Podar and Section Prasarvak Mandali, its students will be benefited from all these great academicians. Now coming to other part of it, why G.P. Palekar's Memorial Lecture Series? The question is that it is not that somebody has, Palekar family has given donations and therefore only just to say something we are organizing this lecture series. But this is an acknowledgement of his large number of students for last 39 years career, once as an accountant and thereafter as a principal. He has nurtured the students' capabilities. He has not only found out that who should be what, but with his hard efforts. I say normally that nowadays the academicians are concerned and the earlier ones, so far as the Podar is concerned. Principal Palekar was the one who must have always given something. In Hindi it has been said that Devilal jo hamesha dete rehta hai, and he was in that category, and he was not a Mangilal jo hamesha mangte rehta hai. So the questions were that to the students he has given the knowledge, he has made them to have a good startup, to have entrepreneurs. He has given number of chartered accountants to the countries who are working not only at the national but international levels. And therefore, if I say in one word that he has given his life for creating the peoples, make them useful for the society and for the nations. As it can be seen, our beloved Prime Minister wants the country to go ahead and ahead. He has a dream of third largest economy in the world. And I think that the thoughts of Principal Palekar and the students who had worked with him, who had been nurtured by him, will be helping to fulfill the dream of the Principal Palekar. Let me tell you one more thing. This is the day which will not be used only as an event for a day and we should forget Principal Palekar. But it should be for 365 days, the principal and all academicians will be working on that line. Now, as I can say within last 2 minutes of my address, that India is facing the challenge. But with the help of the academicians, with the help of alumni, and all these things are concerned, nowadays what a country is saying that we will not give you H1 visas or we'll do this, we'll do that. But with the guidance and all alumni of Podar, a time will come when thousands of original Indians will throw away the visas or the citizenship of that country, and they will say that we have got all the opportunities in India and will work for our country. Because the question is that what the US is saying, what is there? Indians are going there, working there in research and all other parts, making that company enrich, and their products are sold at the rate of 10 and 20 times more. So they are in fact exploiting the brain of Indians. And therefore I will say that Principal Palekar, if we want to follow him, then we follow in way that with the help of industry, with the help of administrators, with the help of politicians, with the help of social situations, we should create an atmosphere that in India, all the opportunities were there for everyone at all levels, wherever they want. And the questions will be that a time will come, and I hope that it is not far, that India, people will come to India and ask for visa, not that Indian will go to US or other countries and asking for visa, because we have got intellectuals. As I can say about Principal Palekar, that he was a guide for number of students for the PhD. But these PhDs were not only the PhD only by degree, but they had been given the way how to read, how to understand the subjects, how to make others to understand the subjects, and to do whatever possible best in the interest of society. And therefore, Section Prasarak Mandali will be always grateful to Principal Palekar, his family, and other parts. No, I can say that look, he has retired in 1981. And after 45 years also, alumni and the college principal and others are recognizing him, remembering him only because he was a icon as a principal, as a professor, as an administrator, and whatnot. So I will say that I will welcome all participants on these occasions, and I think that we are anxious to hear or Hira Ramakrishnan and Jira Ramakrishnan. And so I don't want to be much in between you and him. With these few words, I again welcome all of you, and it will be useful for all of us to understand the present scenario. And good part, it will add addition value additions. This lecture will be there. So let me conclude by saying Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Maharashtra. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I truly believe that, one day many of people of the world will actually come and apply for visa in India. I completely endorse that, right? Because I really believe that. I now request our principal, Professor Vinita Pimple ma'am, to address the August gathering.
Thank you, Sudarshana. And thanks a lot, sir, for being here today. Especially Jain sir with his busy schedule. And Principal Palekar's family members, esteemed guests, our alumni, and our Podar family members. It's an honor to be here today and reflect on something that trans individual ambitions, awards, and accomplishments. In a world where success is often measured by wealth, fame, or personal achievements, we tend to forget that the true value of life lies in how it benefits others. A life isn't about what we accumulate for ourselves. It's what we give, the impact what we have on others, and the world we leave behind. That's what Palekar Sir has done. For Principal Palekar Sir, he often guided others with vision and empathy, prioritizing the well-being of the community, especially Braranpur, our NSS urban area, inspiring others to find their own path to purpose. The lessons he taught in the classroom were interesting. A student struggling with self-doubt, the confidence he would instill in them, the patience he would show to a classroom full of eager minds. And sometimes it's the quiet act that matters the most. Helping someone across the street, across this community, offering a kind word, giving a little bit of his time to someone in need. These small acts of kindness have built the legacy which he has done today. Because in the end, his legacy is not measured in money, the amount of money which is there in the account bank or the awards which he has collected, but the relationship he has built, the love he has shared, the difference he has made in the life of others. And most importantly, he created a legacy that is passed on, a ripple effect that continues for generations, making Podar a better, a kinder place for everyone who comes to us. Welcome to Podar, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Our speaker this evening is not just an achiever, he's an inspiration. A speaker for the day is someone whose journey beautifully mirrors the values of Principal Palekar Sir: excellence, ethics, and empathy. A proud Podarite whose journey began in the same classrooms many of our current students are sitting in currently. So please join me in welcoming Ramakrishanan Sir, fondly known as Jira among his friends and batchmates. Sir is the co-founder and director of the Galaxy Group of Companies, a visionary leader who turned a dream into a multinational enterprise with a turnover of over 4,500 crore rupees, exporting to 100 countries. Let me share a few highlights of his remarkable journey. Academically, he's a gold medalist in BCom from our own college, RA Podar. He is a chartered accountant, a cost accountant, a company secretary, and a rank holder, and a gold medalist in every single qualification. Professionally, he began his career at Colgate Palmolive and at just 22 years of age, co-founded Galaxy Surfactants with four of his friends. Well, with no money, no backing, but with vision and a passion. Today, as I said, it stands as a 4,000 crore Indian multinational with nearly 100 countries products being exported, serving global giants like Unilever, Colgate, and many other companies. He has spearheaded innovation at Galaxy, leading his teams to secure over 100 international patents and continues to guide the company as a board member after decades of leadership. A believer in hard work, ethics, and humility, his journey reflects everything Principal Palekar stood for. So today he speaks to us on a topic that beautifully ties both these legacies. Professor Palekar, A Life of Usefulness. So may I now request Sir to deliver the Principal G.P. Palekar 5th edition lecture on Professor Palekar, A Life of Usefulness. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Principal Vinita. My dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you from New Jersey, and good evening to my friends who are in India and wherever others are. Good morning. In fact, I was invited to speak last year, but then I was flying from New Jersey to Mumbai that day. I couldn't make it, and I requested my friend Ram Narayan to step in, and what a wonderful benchmark of a lecture that he delivered. I chose this topic, Life of Usefulness, because of a moment of truth which lasted for about 45 seconds with Professor Palekar, and that has impacted my life. And as Andrew says, a teacher's impact affects until eternity. You cannot tell where it ends. The story goes, year was 1976. By then I was doing my chartered accountancy, cost accountancy, and company secretaryship courses. I'd stood first in Podar and second in Mumbai University then in my BCom. A year after I passed out my graduation, I received a cyclostyle letter from Mumbai University stating that I'm eligible for a scholarship. That princely amount was rupees 6,300. I knew that that money was sufficient for my complete academics, not education. So I went to Professor Palekar unannounced. He had just gotten from his chair, was about to go for a lecture. And I said, "Sir, I need to talk to you." He said, "Shoot." I said, "I'm doing all these 3 courses, and Mumbai University is awarding a scholarship. If you permit me, I will join MCom. But then since I'm doing all these courses and I have a lot of audits to do, I wouldn't be able to attend any class." He just stared at me for about 10 seconds and total silence. Thereafter, he then said, "Well, Mr. Ramakrishanan, under one condition, I would allow you." I was prepared for any condition then. I said, yes, sir, tell me. He said, I would allow you to do this course of MCOM at Podar without attending any class, provided you come to this institution and teach. I immediately said, yes, sir, I will do it. And immediately after my completion of all these courses, once I joined Colgate Palmolive, within 15 days, a thought went into my mind that if I'm on my own, I will be 5 times more creative. Galaxy was born, the universe cooperated, and I got inundated into creation of Galaxy. But all along, I remembered my promise to Professor Palekar, and I had my incompletion of not having fulfilled the promise much after Professor Palekar passed away too. So 40 years after that promise that I had given, I rang up the administrative chief of Wellinger Institute, and I said that, look, this is a promise that I had given to Professor Palekar that I would share, I would come and teach the children. So allow me to come and deliver a lecture sharing my life story of in entrepreneurship. What an evening that it was. More than 200 students were there. It went on for over 2.5 hours. It was a brilliant evening, and some of them have kept in touch with me thereafter. So I knew that in that moment of interaction with Professor Palekar, he was a man who lived his life of usefulness and wanted everybody to live a life of usefulness, sharing their usefulness with others. That's how I landed up choosing this topic today, Principal Palekar, a life of usefulness. This year, I couldn't have spent the Teachers' Day in a better way than what I did. 5th of September, I thought I should visit Professor Palekar's family, went to Borivali, met Dr. Archana, Miss Archana, Dr. Swati, and the grandson, Sham Sundar. And I said that here I am. I would love to absorb the stories of Professor Palekar, and I would like to share them in the memorial lecture which I am scheduled to deliver. What an interesting time that I had. I still, I'm filled with emotion. In fact, this morning when Principal Vinita phoned me, I asked her, Principal, have you met Professor Palekar? She said, no. He would come to life to me today through your narrations and feelings. So if I become emotional in the narration of stories that I would be sharing with you, please pardon me. And when I myself, I become so emotional listening to them from Archana ji, Swati ji, and Sham Sundar, you know how emotional they would have been in their narration that evening on 5th of September. Principal Palekar, as a small baby, was born on 27th of October 1920 in a small village called Shri Gonda, Ahmednagar district. He was born in a very, very, very poor family. At the age of 10, his parents decided to send him to their relatives in Pune. And what a life he had there. Wearing torn clothes, working as a servant in that family, eating stale food, inadequate food, leftover food, and right then at the age of 10, he realized the only way that he can complete his education is by standing first in the class. Throughout, he stood first in every single class. And it seems, as I understand, he used to work in their house from morning till night. And in one of the incidents, his eyes was hit on the cot, and Professor Palekar, he lost his partially he lost his eyesight in one of his eyes. With that, he carried on. Came the time for filling up the form for SSC. He took the form to the guardian there, where of the house where he was staying. So that gentleman was the guardian, and that guardian knew that if Professor Palekar passes his SSC, the family would lose a faithful servant. So he tore away the admission form and refused to pay the fees. Went Professor Palekar crying to the principal of the school and said that, look, I am unable to write this exam because my form is torn and my guardian refuses to sign the form. Principal was a great man. He said, please take a new form. I will be your guardian. I will pay the fees for you. And Professor Palekar again stood first in SSC exam. After SSC, he thought the best way to educate himself very economically is to do GCD, that is Government Commercial Diploma, passed in outstanding colors, became a clerk in a store in Pune. And the story goes that the owner of the store had done some fudging, etc. And an inspection was ordered on the store. Came a judge to the store for inspection. The owner of the store instructed Professor Palekar, then he was just a boy, Palekar, you see, Master Palekar, not to tell anything about the fudging. But being a man of integrity, Master Palekar told just about everything that and nothing but the truth. Promptly, he was dismissed. And the story goes that he went from for employment from one shop to another in Pune. Everywhere he would tell the truth, would get dismissed. And it was famous in Pune that here is a bright boy, absolutely brilliant in academics, who is not employable. And I understand that he didn't have money. So one day in a week, he would go hungry and not eat. But even with say hunger in his stomach, he would uphold the truth and keep telling the truth, and was checked out of employment multiple times in Pune, and therefore he landed up in Mumbai. Became a clerk in Podar College, and he was spotted by Professor Wellinkar for completing his work in half the day, and remaining half of the day he was free. And Professor Wellinkar realized that here is a gem of a brilliant person who is simply superb, finishes his allotted work in half a day, and told him, why don't you do your BCom? Said Master Palekar then that I don't have money. And Professor Wellinkar said, I will waive your fees. He said, I can't buy books. He said, I will give you books from the library. And thus began the journey of Master Palekar's graduation. In intercommerce, he stood first class first in university, and in BCom, he again stood, got first class. So Professor Principal Wellinger told Mr. Palekar then, why don't you do MCom? And since he was employed, he said that, look, I can't be doing full-time MCom, so I will do MCom by thesis. The thesis of Professor Palekar, Mr. Palekar then, was so outstanding that he was exempted from writing 2 papers in exam in MCom, and his thesis was kept in Bombay University as the gold standard for PhD students for 25 long years. Again, Mr. Palekar stood first in MCom, and can you believe, though he was not a PhD, he was guide to PhD students appointed by Bombay University. And he used to set papers for chartered accountancy. He used to set papers for Nagpur University, Maratha University, Pune University. He co-authored books on management. And when I asked his family members as to how was he in terms of preparing himself, because by then Mr. Palekar became a lecturer in Podar, and I asked as to how was he in terms of preparing himself for lecturing. I understand that he would get up at 4 o'clock. This was his daily routine. 4 o'clock in the morning, and he would prepare for the lecture because he wanted to be completely useful. He knew that the standards abroad, the books of foreign authors, they had some real jewels to be delivered to the students. So he used to get up early morning, prepare for the lectures, always wanting to be really useful to his students. And what a lovely string of stories that they narrated to me about his standards of integrity. One of them really touched me was train travel along with his family. When the holiday was planned much earlier, ticket was booked in the month of May, and the travel happened in the month of June because something they had to postpone it. When the ticket collector came, Mr. Palekar told the ticket collector, look, for my daughter, I had booked under student concession because she was below 12 when I booked it. And today she has completed her 12th birthday, and therefore I would like to pay the differential fare. What a man. It seems as a principal, the telephone in his house was not working for 3 months, and the telephone line person was constantly asking for money. So he said, I will not give a single naya paise, and the telephone in his house didn't work. But then after 3 months, it got rectified. Professor Palekar was nominated to become, he was being considered to become the vice chancellor of Mumbai University, but then somebody wanted some consideration for that. He said, I don't want to become the vice chancellor. Let me be the principal of Podar College. Another story. It seems he took an LIC policy, and subsequently he was diagnosed with diabetes. So he wrote to LIC and said that you need to increase my premium, which they did. Subsequently, something else got diagnosed, and he wrote to LIC telling that you need to cancel my insurance policy. Such was his integrity. I'm also told that say he wouldn't get his salary in the month of March, April, May, and mango season used to fall during that time. He was very fond of mangoes, and he would want to buy mangoes for his family. The vendors would come to his house and give him credit for 3 months, and then he would pay them, say in June, when the arrears would come. Dr. Swati was sharing with me another story about his integrity. She forgot to take money from him to pay the school fees. So the school sent her back and she came running. She straight went to her father. He was Principal Palekar by then. And she said look, please give me money. I need to go to school and pay. He said that, look, there are so many people who are waiting outside to meet me. You go and join the queue. And when your turn comes, please come and talk to me. What a man. And whatever he did, he always stood first in his strife. And he was so well connected that when Silver Jubilee function was held in 1966, he invited C.D. Deshmukh, Indira Gandhi, and he just wanted everybody to get the benefit of his usefulness. I was very touched when they also shared that he instituted a prize in the name of the family where he was serving in his childhood as a servant. Though the family subjected him to all those kind of hardships and also the incidents of tearing his SSC form, he instituted a prize in the name of the family. And he said, if that family was not there for me, I wouldn't be here today. And I would like, I'm so grateful to that family. And that was Professor Palekar. As I understood, this is how the family defined him as a person, you see. He wouldn't even kill a mosquito.
Hello, Ji.
Yeah.
Your voice is getting delayed. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I'm connecting.
Yes, sir, we can.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir, we can.
So, yeah, and what a story that is. I was pretty moved when they finally shared with me that, when Professor Palekar became a member of Section Prasharak Mandali and wanted to start a management institute, he named it after Professor Principal Wellinkar, who was his mentor. And after retirement, Professor Palekar wanted to have a life of dignity, and he went and lectured in 6 different colleges to make his living. And the final story where I was terribly moved was when they shared that he borrowed money from his 2 daughters to buy a house for himself of 375 square feet after having lived in a mansion duplex of a principal quarters which had 9 bedrooms. He borrowed money and bought a 375 one-bedroom kitchen and lived there in that society. When everybody would ask him as to what was he doing before shifting to this house, he just said, I was a teacher. I was just a teacher. It seems when he passed away, some 1,000 people had assembled in that building complex. The residents of the building asked, how come for just a teacher 1,000 people have assembled? They got to know that he was principal of Podar College, and many of them wept. This man didn't even tell us that he was principal of Podar College, and he just said that he was a teacher. What a man. What a man. He truly lived a life of usefulness and has left a legacy. The 5th generation of Professor Palekar also is in teaching. His daughters took up to teaching. The grandson, Shyam Sundar, he said he teaches the underprivileged children in Shoppers Stop and making them employable at very senior positions in different organizations. So Professor Principal Palekar not only lived a life of usefulness during his lifetime, he has left a legacy of usefulness of generations. And it was so fulfilling for me that I could spend a fantastic Teachers' Day with the family of Principal Palekar on 5th of September this year. And before I conclude, I would like to read out the quote of George Bernard Shaw. He said, I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, and as long as I live, it is my privilege to do for it whatever I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live. The harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. George Bernard Shaw. What an appropriate quote for Principal Palekar. My salutes. Thank you so much. It has been a real privilege for me to share some of the stories and lots of emotion, what I went through and I heard. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It is indeed really, really very emotional for all of us. In fact, with whatever experiences you had with him, his story, his life, I think it has touched us all today, whoever is here in this session today. Thank you so much for sharing it. And I just can't think of somebody spending Teachers' Day. I mean, we also have been students. Honestly, sir, I have not been to my teacher's home for so many years now. Left my school, left my college. And now that I think of my own teachers, I think it's time that I also go and make a visit to my teachers who have shaped me as a person. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing this it's very, very emotional, sir. Thank you. I really am short of words, sir. The session is open now. Anybody wants to share their comments, ask Sir any questions? It is open.
Jira sir,
Yeah.
you have good power of storytelling too. Okay, it was actually it brought tears into my eyes. A great responsibility which is being handed over to me now, and I was trying to see where I could fit into and where I don't fit into. So which areas I need to improve also. I was able to recollect and keep account now of what I should be doing now. Thank you. Thanks a
Thank you.
lot, sir, for
Thank you.
introducing Principal G.P. Palekar back to me, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
There are already comments on the chat box. V.S. Kumar has written great episodes from the life of a great man. Thank you, Mr. Ramakrishnan. Bhuta sir has also commented, Dear Jira, your insights and inspiring stories brought memories of Principal Palekar. Many thanks. Ramnarayan sir has written, what a vivid picture of the man, the late G.P. Palekar ji, you painted. Lovely, enjoyed. So y'all can all unmute and speak if you want. Srinivasan sir has written, that was very moving and inspiring story, how teachers share.
Good evening, Jira sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am. This is Vrishali here.
Yeah, if Rishali, tell me,
Good
you are
evening,
in
Vinita
Japan.
ma'am. Yeah. Yes, sir. It was really very, very inspiring, the stories which you shared. I mean, obviously, we have been talking about Palekar sir's, I mean, we have spoken about him so many times. And again, about Palekar sir on this platform is a wonderful experience. Thank you so much.
Yeah, in fact, after I spent that evening of 5th of September, I came back. One of my colleagues asked me, "Hey, how was the meeting yesterday?" It was my colleague Uday, and I shared some snippets of the stories. I said the full narration. I will do it on 27th of
27.
October. So
Yeah.
Uday said, Jira, these stories, if only we had known when Professor Palekar was alive, how differently it would have been. Why don't they teach these stories in colleges? And we are just taught some academics.
Seriously, I mean, I think those teachers who have been part of this session now, they can definitely do that. When we are teaching in the class, we can share some of the stories of Palekar sir, definitely with the students. And I think many of us are inspired to do this.
Yeah, yeah. So, thank you, Jira, for that wonderfully inspirational talk. I mean, I have been the student of Podar, but Professor Palekar was there much before my time. But it was really moving story of how a person can, suffer so much of hardships and reach that state. Truly amazing.
Sir, can I come in? This is Shobna Vasudevan, with the permission
Yeah.
of all at the helm. Sir, truly, you are a student, because I remember the beautiful poem that you had sent me when you came to know that I am retiring. So I
Oh.
still have it on my phone. And
Mm-hmm.
see, I do believe that the legacy, it's going to be like maybe I will use my mother tongue to say Guru ka mijna Sishya. So always when there is going to be a Sishya who supersedes the Guru, that is what the real homage to the Guru one Sishya can make it. So you have been so very nice to express about my that is superannuation, and really it brought me. Of course, we had been talking to you last 27th October 2024, and subsequently when I was telling that I am going to retire, the wonderful, you have written it from a south uh, uh, waterfalls setting, and you have reflected on the water and reflected on how the water falls. And really, you won't believe how much that touched me, especially when you are in the superannuation stage, when you are already little bit low and other things. Your words were so very encouraging, and no wonder that where you got it from, and it is from G.P. Palekar. And I do have a very very short interaction with Palekar ji, and that itself has shaped my life as a teacher and as a principal in Podar. And probably the legacy is there, and Sir's Atma is still there. That is what I always tell my colleagues, including the current colleagues of mine who are still working in Podar. I always tell them, Sir ka Atma kidhar aur jayega nahi hai, idhar hi hai, and we will be shaped by him. And your words have truly reflected that Sir lives on. He cannot go away, and his memory lives, legacy lives, and student like you will definitely make it sustainable and bless Podar to be the same as it used to be. And I'm really, really honored to have listened to you, Jira sir. Thank you very much for this wonderful discourse. I will say discourse because you have spoken about a saint and not a person. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Sudarsha ma'am, can you tell everybody to switch on their camera so you can take a photograph of all of us?
Yeah. Request all members who are there to please switch on your camera so that we can click the photos.
Padmini madam, how are you?
Very good, madam. How are you? Hi, Jira.
Hi, Dr.
Shobana
Padmini,
madam,
how are
hello.
you?
Good, good. Very inspiring talk.
Thank you so much.
How are you, Shobana madam?
I'm very fine. I am very fine. People who don't know Padmini, she is a faculty in IIM.
You have taken that?
Photo done, Vinita madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So as we wrap up this session, I extend a heartfelt thanks to all who made this evening truly special.
Sudarsha, you are not.
Am I audible?
Sudarsha ma'am, just a minute. Sudarsha ma'am. Sudhir Kalkar sir, namaskar. There somewhere. Okay, ठीक है, चलो, come.
So first and foremost, Shri G, Ramakrishanan sir, a big thank you to you. Your talk have, not only honored Principal Palekar sir's legacy, but have also reminded us that there's a life, of purpose, values, and integrity. And all that can leave, a mark far beyond ourselves. Thank you for inspiring us today. A big thank you to our esteemed dignitaries, Advocate Sohanlal Jain sir, Chairman of SP Mandali, the entire Palekar family who have joined us today. Your presence has added grace and encouragement to this event. A heartfelt thanks to the organizing team, the planning, the execution, and the dedication. This event would not have been possible without all of that. Thank you so much. And as we conclude the 5th edition of Principal G.P. Palekar Memorial Annual Lecture Series, let us carry forward the inspiration we have received today to live purposeful lives, uphold integrity, and try and make a difference wherever we go. Thank you all once again. And may I now request everyone to please stand for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you once again to everyone. And so let's again stay inspired and have a wonderful day or an evening ahead. Thank you so much.
Bye. Good day to all of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
With your